Here. In 1995, to give you a little bit of my background, I had good fortune at the age of 25 to open up the Doghouse Bar and Grill. I've owned several establishments in town, including the Steel Horse, the Doghouse, the Rainbow House. I am now actively down to only one business. It was a decision that I made on purpose, something that I wanted to do. Getting into politics wasn't my original intention, and this is something that's new to me. But sitting back and watching what's going on with the city council lately and the decisions that we made me want to do something. And I will tell you that the day that I decided to run for city council was about 16 months ago, when I sat there and watched city council and the mayor address an intelligent, articulate woman as she addressed them about her concerns. And the mayor sat there and said, I'm gonna raise your taxes, I'm gonna raise your taxes, and I'm gonna raise them again. And if you don't like it, you can move. And that being said, the very next city council meeting, they passed a 3 mil tax increase on the city of $1 million. They passed it unanimously, 100%. That was the day I decided to run, and this is where we've gotten so far. Now let me tell you a little bit about my views, and we'll talk about taxes again in a minute. Number one, law enforcement. I support law enforcement 100%. But I think all of you know as well as I do, that if you drive up and down Kings Highway, you're likely to pass 6 cars, and 5 of them are going to be cops. We don't have a traffic problem in Myrtle Beach, we have a drug problem. We have a prostitution problem, and we have a violent crime problem. Get them back in the neighborhoods, get them out in squad cars. Let's put more undercover units on the ground. Not just driving around so the cooks flurry away, but let's put the undercover units out there so they can get the drugs out of the neighborhoods, so they can get the crime out of the neighborhoods. We don't have traffic problem. Why are we doing traffic checkpoints? We are a town of tourism and fun, and we are putting traffic checkpoints on Highway 501 during peak holidays and making people mad and sending them home and not wanting to come back to Myrtle Beach. And let me tell you something, this is one thing I know from being in business for years. If you make somebody happy, they might go home, they might tell 1 or 2 people. But if you do something to make people mad or they get bad service, they're gonna go home, they're gonna tell 20 or 30 people. That's what Myrtle Beach has done right now. We've given ourselves a black eye with the 1% ad tax, with the way we've treated our tourists. We forgot that we are a southern state and southern hospitality should rule the roost. Bottom line, this is a town of tourism. It is the economic engine that drives this town. The money that we've lost this year is what's choking out the small business. Let's talk about taxes again, because I know you guys see all these ads in the paper. You see the mailers coming out, you hear the radio, you see the TV. City Council has recently said that they're going to give you a 90% tax cut. That's a little less than $2 million that they're going to give back to the people. Now, for the last 4 years, what they've been doing, they've raised your taxes, they've raised your taxes, and they've raised them again. Now, 2-3 weeks before the election, they want to say, hey, we're good guys, we're going to give you 9% back. Well, where was this a year and a half ago when the recession first hit? Where was this a year and a half ago when the businesses first started hurting? And where was it a year and a half ago when people first started losing their jobs? It's a little too late now, guys. I think people understand what's going on and people can see through that. Now, when you talk about taxes and property taxes, here's how it works. You got 3 taxes. You got resident homeowners. 20% of the people that live in Myrtle Beach are resident homeowners. They pay 4% of value on their tax rate. These are the only people that are getting a tax rate with this $2 million cut. I'm happy to say that I'm one of them, but I'm going to tell you right now, I don't want that tax break at the expense of my neighbors. Then you've got your renters. This is the other 80% of the people that live here. Now, you'll hear the city council say, well, renters don't pay taxes. Well, yes, they do. And I'm going to tell you why. Because me as a landlord, I build taxes into the value of what I rent that property for. So if they're paying 6% of value on a rental property, I assure you that as a landlord, I'm building that into the rent. So we're not helping them out either. And those renters are your blue-collar people in town, bottom line. Then you got your commercial property. These are your small business owners. These people pay 10.5% to value on their property tax. Again, no tax cut for these guys. These are also the guys that are shouldering the burden of that 1% ad tax that's choking them out. And you go around and you ask these people, you ask Cox Millworks, you ask anybody in town that's selling high-dollar merchandise or equipment, tile workers, jewelry stores, photographers. This 1% ad tax is driving people out of the city to make purchases in Georgetown County where they can pay, is it 5% or 6% in Georgetown County, 6% or 9% in Myrtle Beach. That's a big number. When you're talking about a $3,000 purchase, do the math. When you're talking about a $10,000 purchase, do the math. We're hurting our small business with this, and when we hurt our small business, we lose jobs. You're also going to hear them say that things are great. Things are going great in Myrtle Beach. There's new jobs in Myrtle Beach. I saw it on the news the other day. It must be true. Well, I'm going to tell you, I think people in this room are smarter than that. I want you to go to breakfast tomorrow. Pick out where it is and you talk to your waitress. These are the people that are on the ground. You ask them, how was your May? How was your year? That's where you're going to get the true answer. Not a survey that's trumped up out of the Coastal Carolina College. Not from what you see on TV or the media. You get it from the people on the ground. That's the bottom line. I know things aren't good, and I'm going to tell you why. We lost 2,700 jobs in the month of August in Emery County alone. A 3.3% increase in unemployment, while the rest of the state had a decline in unemployment. That's tragic to me. That's not things going better, and I don't care how well you spend that. That's jobs lost. That's the bottom line. My name is Emery. I don't want to talk too much, but I'm here to ask for your vote, and I appreciate your support.